So this is Io and my English Springer puppy, and she's almost 11 weeks old. And I just wanted to show her to you in case you're thinking about getting one. And she's the bench variety or non-field variety. And let's see her little body there. Okay. And she's just want to say that they're really cool pets. I've had one before, so I thought I'd get one again. And the one I had before was amazing. A little girl like this too. And I tried getting dogs from the pound before, and but I didn't. They weren't as predictable, and I didn't know what I was getting. So I wanted to. This time around, when I got a dog, I wanted to get one that I knew exactly what I was getting, and so cool. I describe them as like golden retrievers that are like 3/4 size, and with a dock tail and dew claws, and which I like because I wrestle with them a lot, and the dew claws sometimes get you in the face. Um, the last springers I had, my friend had ones too. They he had the field variety. The field variety was a little more athletic and not quite as people oriented, and not as cuddly, but certainly more athletic and great in the field. I think if you were to go hunting, certainly. The last Springer I had, like her, was a bench variety, and I trained her to hunt, kind of, not really. I never did take her hunting, but I took her out there in the field, and she knew how to spring like crazy. And she would work the field. I could tell her work it left, work it right, and she seemed to just know how to pounce on stuff and flush stuff out. Sometimes she would do a little point like that. One time when we lost my friend's cat, I took her to find the cat with me, and sure enough, she did a little point, not like that point, but a little point in the field with her nose and spotted the cat. And it was great. We couldn't find this little cat, and the dog ended up finding it for us, so it was kind of nice. But so what I like about her, they're very smart, and but more of a people smart and hunting smart, but not very. They're not afraid of guns and stuff like that. That's nice. They're just more like like a golden retriever, smart for people as far as just being a family pet and being like one time my mother was crying, and my other dog like this went into the other room and found her and put her paw on her knee, my mom's knee, and just kind of sat with her. And just to kind of have that people feel to them, where maybe a border collie. My brother's friend had a border collie, and that thing was just so smart, but it was kind of aloof and only liked to be around him. To give you an example how smart it was he had this border collie. He was 5 years old, living in Chicago, and lived in an apartment there, and he was a good owner. He took it out a lot, but never saw any livestock. And then he ends up getting a hobby farm and moving out to the country. And the hobby farm had 20 sheep that came with it. And he was like trying to herd these sheep, and he had like a stick out, and he was like pushing them out. He kept the sheep, because they came with. And so he kept the dog in because he thought the dog would get in the way. And it took him all night long to get these sheep back in the pen. Well, the next day he goes out there, and the dog gets out, this border collie. And man, he said without even training, the border collie flushed all the sheep out of the barn, pushed him into the field, and then came back to him and stood by his side and watched them. And then when he said it was time to bring him in, all he had to say was "bring him in," and the dog was. I was there one time when the dog was bringing him in, was just working them all, and got them all back into the barn, and waited till the barn was closed up before he stopped. This trainer, why I got a Springer was I was going to get a Boykin this time because I thought they were pretty similar, and Springers were my second choice. But I was talking to this guy who trains like he must have trained 500 dogs, and he trains mostly gun dogs, labs and Springers mostly, and English cockers. And I told him I wanted a Boykin. He goes, I've trained Boykins a lot. He goes, truth be told, they're great little dogs, but they he just didn't think they're the brightest dogs in the world. He goes, no. He goes, no. Get a Springer. They're the sharpest dogs, man. He goes, you can train them and they know what you're doing. They're the smartest dogs. He had nothing but good things to say about Springers. And he said, he goes, I even better than a Springer, English Cocker Spaniels. But I thought I'd go with what I knew, and there you go. I think if I lived on a farm, I would get something a little bit more better work dog, guard dog, something a little more instinctual of what's going on, like a blue heeler. My friend had a blue heeler, and that thing, and he also could be a little guard dog, because these things are great watchdogs, great family dogs, great water dogs. But who's the worst guard dog in the world? Me. Raise your hand if you're the worst guard dog in the world. These guys. When I was living out in the country with my other dog, just like this, there was a prowler out there late one night, two guys, and hanging around my property, and I could hear them, and she heard them first. She started barking like long before I heard them, but she cowered the whole time and got between my legs a lot and was underfoot a lot. So it wasn't very nice that I had to take care of that and my dog too, right? So it'd be nice to have like something that would at least not freak out. She didn't freak out, but she just would, you could tell she was not going to help out. This is a good example of how good a watchdog there was, living out in the country there. And the dog one night it was like midnight. I was up late on a weekend and was just staring at the front door for an hour straight. And I thought, well, she must hear a raccoon or something. And I'm like, what is she looking at? But I thought, there must be something out. I heard something. So finally, about an hour and a half later, I go to the front door and open it. And what she was looking at was there was someone standing at my front door the whole time for about an hour straight. I guess just standing there. Come here. Come on, Io. Just standing there. And it was my neighbor. And this poor young woman, she's like 30. She's schizophrenic. And she came over and she was just standing at my door right in front of it, like 2 inches away from the door, staring at it. I'm assuming, right? Because when I opened the door, that's what I saw. She was right there. And she just started, saying stuff like, oh my God. Like, I'm so sorry, but and she asked me some random question about light bulbs. And it was like, 1 a.m. And it was just a freaky thing. And her arm was behind her back too. And I thought maybe she had a gun. And I think she kind of had a crush on me. And I thought maybe this is it. She's going to be, I love you, boom, 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 and just start shooting. Anyways, and the dog was friendly to her too. And I was kind of freaking out a little bit there. So anyways, I talked her out and I just wished her well. I said, okay, well, good night. And you take care of yourself and go home now. And this is the neighbor now. I said, okay, I'll see you later. And, she lived about 10 acres away. So it was kind of a freaky thing, huh? Anyways, freaky stories. Good dog, loves the water. All she wants to do is cuddle. All this thing, she loves the bedtime. Like when it comes to bedtime, she's curling up in a little ball and like so excited to go to sleep and just curl up and cuddle all night long. Pretty good in the kennel when I have to go to work. Doesn't cry too much. Pretty easy to potty train. Oh my God. The other dog I used to have, she was so awesome. I used to hog tie her. I used to tie these, then these, and then put them both together and tie her. And she loved it. She would just sit there and go, and lie on her side. And Say goodbye, Io. Oops. Okay. All right. Take care. Thanks for watching.